Hey everybody, Danna here with leanhealthyageless.com, and I wanted to share in this short video today the strategies I used to avoid any weight gain at all when I recently went to Europe for 16 days. I spent 2 days in Paris, 2 days in Lugano, Switzerland, where I lived for a couple years visiting a friend, and then caught back up with my husband and spent 10 days in Marbella, Spain. I definitely indulged in the local foods and ate more than I normally eat, but I didn't gain a pound, and you can do the same thing on vacation. So I want to share with you a couple tips to do that. My first tip for avoiding weight gain is to choose the best from all the good. And what I mean by that is there are so many great things to choose from. There are so many ways you could indulge. But choose the things that will really satisfy you the most. You don't have to eat everything. It's not your only opportunity in life to indulge. So choose the best from all the good. Don't feel like you have to go on a feeding frenzy to experience every single thing on this trip. The second tip is try to eat when you're hungry, number one, and stop when you're comfortably satisfied. Leave some food on your plate. Share with your spouse or somebody else you're traveling with. Take some things back, whether it's to your hotel. We stayed in an Airbnb, which was nice because we had a refrigerator. We could, keep some leftovers and things like that. But don't feel like it has to be Clean Plate Club just because you ordered it. The other thing that I would say is when you decide to really eat those fun foods, what we call the 10%, we talk about eating healthy and making wise choices 90% of the time, or at least 80% of the time. But when you're indulging that 10 or 20% and making those pure fun foods that are pretty much empty of nutrition, choose the things, again, that you really like and eat small quantities. One of the messages I gave myself for years as I came out of my eating disorder with bulimia and emotional eating was, I'm easily satisfied, I'm easily satisfied. And I truly am easily satisfied. It's a message I've played to myself for so many years. It really continues to serve me well. So on the many days, and there were many, I would say out of 16 days, probably 9 or 10, we had gelato. There was a lot of gelato in Spain. It's not just isolated to Italy. And I would always order the muy pequeño cup, the real small cup that probably held about 4 ounces of gelato. And most of the time, I didn't even finish that. I would eat half or 3/4 of it, and I'd pass off the rest to my husband. Not that you have to pass it on to somebody else, but he obviously burns more calories than I do. So it's choosing those things you really like, feeling like you can indulge, but not always finishing it. Eating small amounts, sharing with somebody else. The number one thing for me, seeing as I've been able to stay lean for quite a few years now, is activity. What am I holding up here? See this little black apparatus here? This is my Fitbit, and I usually clip it on my bra, clip it on my underwear. I wear a lot of sundresses, and so I didn't necessarily have a waistband, but you can clip it on your bra. And my normal goal when I'm home is 10,000 steps a day. But we probably average 15 to 17,000 steps a day. And it makes all the difference because I was burning significantly more calories than I normally burn. And yes, I was eating more, but it helped me counterbalance that extra intake. Now, when we teach and share about our philosophy on dieting, we really believe most women, especially mature, ageless women, need to watch their grains, need to watch their starches. You don't have to be grain-free. You don't have to be crazy low carbohydrate. You don't have to go ketogenic. But if you can bring those carbohydrates down, it's helpful. But I will give you a true confession. In Europe, I ate a lot of bread. I don't normally eat gluten when I'm stateside. I mean, I might have it twice a month, occasionally a pasta dish or occasionally a piece of toast with eggs. But it's something I don't do regularly because it causes so much inflammation in my hands, and I know it's just not good for me. In America, it's not just the gluten. Our wheat products, the way they're processed with chlorine and many other additives and so forth, they just are wreaking havoc in our bodies. And so as I've aged, now at 66, I want to feel great inside and out. It's not just how I look on the outside. I want to have health and vitality. But in Europe, they don't process their bread the same. So aside from calories, I was eating way more gluten than I normally eat. And again, what was the difference? The activity level. We walked everywhere. I did not go to the gym once. I did a few push-ups. I did some sit-ups probably every 3 or 4 days. but we walked so much and climbed steps and we probably took taxis twice. When we were in the airport between flights or even just waiting for a flight, we would walk, just get up and move and maybe get 2,000-3,000 steps in before we would get onto our flight. All these little things add up in a huge way, to include lots and lots of water, and again, not eating if you're not hungry, and eating small amounts, enjoying all the local flavors, all the foods that are very special, but in small quantities. I know that you can do the same thing whether you're on vacation or doing a staycation this year. We don't do big, long, fancy vacations very often, but they can be more challenging. But you can stay lean on vacation. Just follow my couple tips. And if you need a little bit of help notching up your lifestyle, maybe getting rid of some excess pounds and figuring out in this new season of life how you're going to be lean, healthy, and ageless, pop over to our website, leanhealthyageless.com, as well as visit agelesswomanacademy.com. Ageless Academy is a membership for our clients that want a little bit more hands-on coaching. We do live coaching calls every week. We engage with them personally on our private Facebook page. We have our Ageless Woman Diet complete virtual program on a private website, and so much more for about the cost of a grande latte drink a month. You could be part of Ageless Woman Academy. So we invite you to check out all the things we have to offer, as well as our many free resources. If you're watching on YouTube and you haven't subscribed yet, we encourage you to subscribe and hit that little bell so you get notifications when we put out new videos. God bless and stay healthy.